Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm happy to see you guys once again. Today I got the hilarious Beto with me. He's also an entrepreneur. I love his content, man, and I hope you guys really enjoyed today. So like we were saying earlier, how'd you get into comedy? And then we'll talk about how you got into business.
For sure. Well, I've always liked comedy my whole life. Since Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, The Mask, Dumb and Dumber,
Okay.
Big Daddy. I've always liked making people laugh and laughing. Now that I'm older, I can see as to why, because of like a dark history I have, and we'll talk about that later. A pretty dark history, and so ever since probably like third grade, fourth grade, and all that, I remember just enjoying making people laugh. And as I got to middle school, it caused me some trouble, right? A class clown, and always wanted to be the center of attention. So when Instagram came,
which was what, like 2012 or some shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, when videos came out 2013.
Well, it was probably a little earlier because YouTube was on like
05.
2005 and shit.
05, yeah. And I would do videos like without any meaning, just I think this is funny, I'm gonna put it out. Yeah, it wasn't until I created my entrepreneur brand, my business brand, that I'm like, wow, I can take this to a different level and maybe become a brand myself. So I have a very good friend, Jose Raymond, shout out to my boy Jose, who does stand up at a very high level. Now. Yeah,
like Comedy Store type shit.
Yeah, all that touring with some high people. I was opening for them.
Yeah.
And I liked what he was doing. I would go to his show. I had never been to a comedy show until.
When was the first time?
2016.
So fairly recent-ish.
Yeah, but imagine I'm thinking
you're grown as men now, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so I liked it, but I never had the courage to go up on stage.
It's difficult, bro.
It's difficult, especially with somebody like myself that I have a speech impediment for sure. When I get nervous, I talk too fast, and sometimes I don't talk at all. So I'm still fighting that, but I don't know, something clicked in my head. I just wanted to become a different person at that time, and I said, hey, right now is the perfect time. Everything I believe happens for a reason, and where I'm here now because I'm supposed to be here now, chatting with you and stuff like that. Sure. So something just clicked in my head. I'm like, dude, I know I can do stand-up comedy or just comedy. People have been telling you. I like to think of myself. Might sound cocky, but I don't care. As somebody that brings joy and light to people. Right? So I said, I'm gonna just take this up a notch and try stand-up comedy. So I tried it. The first time I got on the mic, I had one good laugh, like one solid, and this is me not rehearsing nothing, and I liked it, and I know I can, with the hard work, I can hopefully become
bring some more of it.
Yeah, and the universe has been throwing signs at me that to continue with this. And for example, the second time I ever went on stage was at the Improv in Hollywood.
That's gangster, bro.
But unprepared. Second time ever on stage.
That's what's called improv.
Yeah, I had no idea, but that's a.
No, I mean you still have like skits, right? Not skits, but what do you guys call it when you write?
Material. At that time, I didn't. I went on. I'm gonna say the same thing I said yesterday. I'm like, that got a laugh. I'm sure it'll get a laugh. But my ignorance behind did not know what the improv was. The improv, they call it like in the Comedy Store, the meccas of comedy, stand-up comedy.
Top of the top.
Top of the top. So there I go, and people, it's a potluck. It's a lot. They pull out a hat.
Oh shit.
Hundreds of comedians sign up. I'm like, what are the odds of Beto, right, getting picked? I get next up. On deck, Beto Diaz. I'm like, and I'm hearing people before me bomb.
Yeah.
Bomb, no laughs, because it's just a room full of comedians. It's not a crowd, they're your competition.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Well, not only that, but like comedians already have like a higher standard for what's funny.
Exactly. So I go up there nervous as hell, bro, already. They mispronounce my name. They're always mispronouncing my name. It's white boys, Beto. Beto. I'm like, oh, it's Beto. Alright, but it's whatever. But I'm letting you know that's my name.
Yeah.
My mama gave me that name. I don't respect it. Go up there, I'm talking. The joke that hit the day before didn't hit. And I'm like, oh, dead silence, bro. I can hear people breathing. And then I'm just talking and I just start improvising. I start digressing and I said, screw this, man. I'm like, hey, nobody's laughing. I think one person laughed after I heard my recording. I heard it's a couple people laughing in the background, and as to what I'm saying, but I don't know why they didn't want to laugh out loud. But I gave time back. You get like I believe it's 3 minutes. I did like 1.5, and I'm like, I'll give you guys the time back because this is you guys aren't laughing. I don't know how to do this. My second time on stage ever in front of bro. Turns out there's producers there, Hollywood producers.
Of course.
All that I didn't know that. I go in there.
It's like saying it's like this. I go to an NFL combine and they call out my name.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Hey, fool, you gotta fucking score against this badass, cornerback."
Exactly.
That's what you did.
That's what I did, bro.
And you were not as prepared as you should have.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But at the improv, where people like my homie, the Jose, the one that's been doing comedy for years,
Kills it. He murders it.
No, he doesn't even get a chance to go up because it's all luck.
Oh, okay.
It's all a draw.
All right.
So to me, that was the universe telling me, hey, you got something, but just work on it. Another instance was a couple months later, that same year, 2019, when I decided to be a comedian, a stand-up comedian. I go to the comedy store.
So just last year, huh?
Yeah, just last year. But like I said, I've always liked
you had that thing in your heart.
Yeah.
You're like, I want to fucking get the mic and make people laugh.
Yeah, because they said there's levels to life, right? You know, I used to do YouTube channels too, but then my equipment got stolen and broke my heart. I still got some videos. I'll send them to you. I thought they were funny.
I'm sure they are.
And so I went to the comedy store and with my comedian homie. And he encouraged me to sign up to a podcast. I'm like, oh, once again, pilot. But I wanted to show him, like, yeah, because he pushes me too. He tells me, bro, this is not easy.
The guy that you told me about, Jose.
He's like, bro, this is not easy, bro. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit with you because you're my boy. This is stuff you gotta do. So you know me, Mr. Badass, trying to show him that I'm really serious about it. I signed up for it. Once again, I'm like, dude, what are the odds of me getting picked to this live podcast?
Wait, don't tell me you did the Kill Tony?
Kill Tony! I did. Oh, you know that moment. I did that.
That's dope. But hey, mega props,
bro.
Mega
like
props.
I said, what universe, bro? I had no idea at all.
Yeah.
We're outside the comedy store. He's talking to other comedians, and he asked him like, "Yo, bro, are you signing up for the Kill Tony?" And they're like, "What? Hell no! Fuck that show." They're talking shit about that show and about Tony Hinchcliffe.
Yeah.
And I'm just in the back like, damn, is it really that bad? I'm like, well, ¿qué me metí? Why did I even write my name? First, I thought maybe it was a white guy. Maybe he's just a hater because it's funny. As we're talking, guess who pulls up? Tony Hinchcliffe in a Corvette.
Of course.
I'm like, wait, this dude is talking stuff about the dude driving a Corvette. Exactly. I'm like, oh, damn, all right. But I'm like, maybe it's just a race thing, because he's white.
Yeah, whatever.
But then the homie asked his other boy, a black homie. He asked him the same thing. Yo, bro, did you sign up for Kill Tony? The black guy's all like, hell nah, fuck that show too. You think I'm gonna let a bunch of white boys tell me about my comedy? Man, I'm from the street. If somebody say something to me, I'm gonna slap them. And in the back of my head, I'm like, damn, bro, I'm from the streets too, but not to that level. But I'm not gonna let nobody disrespect me like that either. So I'm not gonna get picked. I'm not gonna get picked. There's hundreds of comedians.
Too many people to get chosen.
We go in, and in the comedy store, it's one section for the comedian,
yeah.
and then for the audience. My homie didn't want to be with the comedians, see, because it's full. So we got our own table and we got our own food. He's calling out names. I'm seeing how they're destroying them up there, bro. You go on.
That's part of the show.
That's part of the show, exactly.
It's supposed to be funny.
It's supposed to be funny too, but
and it is hilarious.
It is. It's all respect to them. I would love to go back, but I get called up. And I'm still eating my little chicken tenders, bro. And I'll give it up for one word name, Beto. There he goes again. Somebody else mispronouncing my name, Beto. So, in their mind, they're looking at the comedian section. Nobody's getting up. I'm right next to the stage. So I come up the opposite way. I go and first thing I say, I tell them, it's Beto. But Beto is whatever. And the whole crowd, like, because that day he had Eddie Bravo and Sam Tripoli.
Oh, they were right there on the table?
They were
so
right there.
You got to see Eddie Bravo?
Eddie, bro, I didn't know who that fool was.
Are you serious?
Like I said, universe, bro. This story gets interesting.
Oh, man.
Because
about it, man.
Then I go, I do my minute. It's a minute, bro.
Yeah.
I had told one of my good friends, I'm like, bro, the next time I go on stage, I'm going to say something personal about my life. And I go and I say it, and it's a dead silence. I'm like, fuck it, Eagle. Like, I thought this was gonna be funny. Nobody laughs. I'm like, oh. By then, I'm already 6 months in. I know a little more of what to say. So I'm like, oh, they didn't laugh. Let me go into what does laugh. What makes people laugh. And I said that joke, and they laughed. The whole crowd, and even some of them, the comedians. All of them are comedians.
Yeah.
The whole cast. I know.
For sure.
And so I finished my minute. And I do the interview. Oh man, from the beginning they're clowning me, dude. From the beginning, because I go in my gym clothes. I'm telling you, I had just finished working out. My homie hit me up like, "Yo, I'm at the comedy show." And point is, I can show you the video, bro. They clown me, dog, and I get irritated because they're doing the whole. It's good show, but something that can be corny. And the drummer was being super corny towards me because I have tattoos, right? They're doing the cholo accent.
So like a fucking little Mexican thing.
Yeah, the little Mexican thing. It's funny the first 5 times you do it.
Yeah.
Alright? But in my mind, I'm like, dude, I'm not a gangbanger. And you're talking to me like a gangbanger.
Right.
You're trying to show. So,
wait, but I'm surprised that Eddie Bravo was like rolling with that.
For a bit. He only said like 2 things. He said, think of all the hyenas you see.
Which is cool.
Yeah. But I had no idea who this dude was, bro. It's 5
So what did you think? What did you think when you like interacted with Eddie Bravo?
Well, from what I just saw, a buff dude, bro. I had heard people were talking about that he did MMA.
Jiu-jitsu.
So I'm like, all right, I can probably have a chance with other dudes.
But not you.
I heard stories about you and pretty tight, pretty intimidating.
Yeah.
So he doesn't really say anything, but I laugh at his joke. I kind of threatened the drummer, but I told him like, yo, bro, like I know fools that'll fuck you up.
You said that?
For making fun of them like that. The whole that was some fool, like you're not down. That you're mocking him, bro.
Yeah. And
the fool street too. At that point, I didn't know. He's from Echo Park, I believe.
Yeah.
So now that I know, it's like, dude, you even look in my eyes more like a lame. No offense.
Yeah, because you know you shouldn't even be doing that in the first place.
Yeah, you just. Cause why? Cause the white people think it's funny. Like, you're talking like an '80s cholo, dog. We're in 2020. If you want to be honest, cholos nowadays are using the N-word. You feel me? You see it everywhere. Like, that's the cholos nowadays. You're trying to take me to a cholo in the 80s? I didn't even like it. It irritated me, man. No head.
Yeah.
And it's funny. Eddie Bravo's all like, oh, you want to get green lit, homie? You want to get green lit? It was funny. I'll send you the episode, but I didn't hear about that. I didn't want to watch that episode for a long time, bro, because I felt
you were put on that hot seat, man.
Hot seat, bro. But then, because that was my ego, like, oh man, screw that, F that show. And so I'm like, no. It's an experience. Watch it. I watched it, paid attention to other details. And I'm like, they complimented me. They gave me props. Eddie Bravo told me, he's like, to keep it going. Like, he's like, you got something. The only dude is like, you got something. Just keep it going. So stuff like that, it's like, this is somebody I don't know. This is somebody that's somebody in the game. after that, I started Googling who they
found
were.
out who he was.
I found out who Sam Tripoli and them were. And bro, they're into the stuff I'm into. They're conspiracy theorists, bro, on some
flat earthers and shit.
All that. And I'm like, wow, dude, like those fools were clowning me, but also complimenting.
But think about it, bro. Think about it. It's not so much that it was to be taken personal. It was more so much like you were in their universe, right? And what do you think is gonna happen in their universe? You're gonna get clowned on.
Yeah.
It's like being with the homies, right? Like you can't expect not to get clowned on for anything that you do.
Yeah.
So I mean,
because they don't let you clown back, bro. They would shut down my mic. I realized they would. Low, of course, it's their show.
Right.
Now I get it. Now, and ever since then, this happened August of last year. We're about to hit to August, but with this whole coronavirus, everything stopped. But ever since then, every Monday I'm at the comedy store trying to get up again to redeem myself. To know now I know how it works. I'm gonna go in there, be more cool, be more laugh more, and not be Mr. Ego.
You're fucking all like,
yeah, dude.
I got a joke to tell you.
So it was embarrassing, but it was good. It was good, and I was. Because in the video, I was sweating, bro, because they're not letting me talk. I'm over here trying to tell them what I do, who I am, and they're clowning me, dude. And I'm just like, can I say something back? But they don't. It's their show.
Yeah.
But
They run it. They run it.
But see, stuff like that, it's like to me, that's the universe saying, keep going, man. Because there's people out there that go every Monday trying to sign up. Why? Because hundreds of thousands, tens of thousands of people watch that show, and they can raise your brand.
Yeah.
And so I was like, wow, yeah, it's mad respect to them. I would love to go back, but it's all luck. It's all luck. All luck, but another thing about Eddie Bravo is his, like I said, bro, I love talking about this because it's the universe. Honestly, it's God.
The universe.
It's the universe, bro. And I'm getting into that. I got into the whole zodiac thing. That all these places.
Wait. You believe in astrology?
To some extent.
What do you believe about it?
I mean, when I tell people I'm Pisces and they pull it up.
So what the fuck does it mean to be a Pisces to you?
Caring, loving, sweetheart. Soft,
isn't
a
that,
bitch. The homies will call it a bitch.
Yeah, isn't that what it just means to be a human being?
A human being, yeah, exactly.
So,
but our ancestors study the stars, right? Hey, that's what I mean. We've been lied to our whole lives, I believe. But with the whole Eddie Bravo, his gym is close to where my mom lives. The same 10 Planet Fitness.
No way.
I walk through there all the time.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. That's why I was like,
oh, bro.
I never paid attention. I'm not into. I'm into boxing. I love boxing. I don't box in the sense, but I love the sport.
Okay.
So MMA, a bunch of my homies like MMA, and when they opened that gym, people were just like, "That's a famous gym. That's a famous gym. 10th Planet, Joe Rogan, Eddie Bravo." I never knew who Eddie Bravo was until after the show. I'm like, dude, I've for sure 100% ran into you. Our universe parallel or came across one day. Why? Because I remember seeing Tony Ferguson. Tony Ferguson trains with him, right? You know?
Yeah, he's a Mexican American.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gangster as fuck.
Gangster, bro. Oh,
I love that guy. I was really upset with his loss to Gaethje. Fucked him up.
Well, it's because he tried to be Mr. Cool Guy and still make
weight
weight for Khabib. It was like
That's
ego.
what it is.
Ego. Yeah, and he wanted to show, and because he still gave it to the other fool.
They fought. But overall, Gaethje fucked him up, and I've never seen him get that fucked up before.
Tired.
Hey, it's part of life, though, right? Eventually, like you're top of the game. Eventually, there's gonna be another youngster that comes up, younger than you, stronger than you, faster than you. Hoopa! But anyways, going a little back to the 10th Planet. You're talking about 10th Planet.
Oh yeah, there's a liquor store in the corner, and his is probably no more than 100 feet away from the liquor store. So that's my mom's local liquor store, and so every time I visit my mom, I go there, and when I grew up there, passed through it. I think that's just been there for quite a few while, bro, more than 4 years.
Way more than 4 years.
Way more,
At least 10.
You know, I didn't know. Yeah. I would see because they something open and no, aquí donde se dan verga. You know, right. Because fools come out and just smoke, jiu-jitsu outfit. I'm like, damn, aquí. I don't want to go in there.
There's some killers in there.
Some killers in there. And look, was on the same panel. He gave me a compliment. Somebody
that's special, bro.
That's special. And it's funny now. Every time I pass it through there, I'm like, Eddie. I'm always like, Eddie. And hoping he's like, what the fuck is this motherfucker screaming?
Hoping he comes out and you're like, yo, what's up, fool? Remember?
Yeah, honestly, if I see him, I want to see if he remembers me, right? Because I hope he does, right?
Yeah. And
then I'll be like, yeah, bro, like, hey, thank you so much for your kind words, and also how much is your monthly membership? I want to learn how to fight, though. I want to kick your ass too for saying, take a fall. It's funny because when I was up on stage, like I said, I knew he knew MMA. So when I said all that and I was like kind of angry, I was gonna tell him, look, man, I can kick probably everybody except yours. But no, something told me not to say it. Like you can see in the video, I was gonna, like no,
control yourself.
Hey, control yourself,
yeah.
Bro.
Yeah, because you also don't want to appear overly emotional, right? Because now they're like, this one can't take the heat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And as a comedian, they said you better have thick skin, bro, or you're not gonna last in the game. Imagine the rose battles when they started going personal.
Dude, those are crazy, bro. You know, when you were talking about the improv, I immediately thought about Andrew Schultz. You familiar with him?
The fighter, right? The ex-fighter?
No, the comedian.
Oh, the Jewish dude, right? Is he Jewish? I know, yeah. Andrew Schultz. Let me see. Let's Google him. That's how he looks. Can I Google him?
Yeah, go ahead. Dude, he's fucking hilarious, bro. Like, if you like crazy comedy, you're gonna appreciate his work, bro. Trust me. Probably better off.
Oh, this dude. Yeah. He got his own podcast with
dude, he's hilarious.
Charlemagne.
Check him out, bro. Like, check out his skits on Instagram, shit like that, or like just his stand-up comedy at the Improv Comedy Store, wherever the fuck. Dude, it's legit, super legit. And I brought it up because when you brought up the Improv, like he works there a lot, you know. So I'm just like, damn, bro. First of all, I want to say I'm really, really proud of you, man.
Thank you, man.
For having stepped into that world, and stepping into anything new for the first time is always going to be a really frightening experience for anyone. And I just want to say to everybody watching is don't be afraid, man. Don't be afraid.
Nah.
He just shared with you his story about how difficult it was for him to even endure that and have to stand there and get picked on by legends. Like legends in the game.
Yeah.
Tony is a fucking brilliant motherfucker, dude. Like I've seen his work and he is like A+ level. I don't care what anyone says or thinks. If you disagree with that, you don't have a taste for comedy.
Yeah, honestly, right? The dude just has his own show every Monday and is driving a Corvette. That's status. He's somebody.
Right.
And yeah, it was an honor. It was an honor to.
And then with Eddie Bravo, man, like I love Eddie Bravo, and I watch him often because he comes out on the Joe Rogan podcast all the time. Like they're literally best friends, bro. Literally best friends. So Eddie Bravo, bro, was a young Mexican American that was actually in a rock band.
I heard. I see pictures.
This had long, beautiful hair, not a single bone of athleticism in him.
No way.
Yeah. So he ends up stumbling across jiu-jitsu, right? Jiu-jitsu is a martial art that comes from Brazil, and this fool learns it, and he becomes so good at it that he beats the top jiu-jitsu grappler from the Gracie family. Right?
What?
Yes. And as you know, like the Gracie family, they're basically the creators of this martial art, right? Because they kind of tweaked it a little bit. It came from originally Japan. They fixed it up on the ground. They added some submissions. They perfected the art, basically. And this fool, Eddie Bravo, just a young Mexican American from the hood, learns this martial art and taps this fool in a fight. So when they're going to that fight, Joe Rogan is by his side, bro.
I gotta watch this video, bro.
Dude,
this is on new info.
Young men in their 20s, you know, hanging out, chilling. He gets that done, and after he beats him, he's relegated to the highest status of jiu-jitsu. And then he's like, you know what? I like more MMA, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start doing jiu-jitsu without the gi, right? Because the gi is the uniform that you use, and it's really important. But for MMA fighters, you don't have a gi. You just go in there with fucking tight shorts and no shirt, right? So he kind of crafted jiu-jitsu in a way where it was no gi, right? That's why they call it no gi jiu-jitsu. and then regular jiu-jitsu.
Wow.
But
and you're into one of the videos I saw. You're into jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, and honestly, I kind of got into it because of Joe Rogan, in the sense where it's not that I wanted to be that. It was just that he brought it up so many times regularly that I was like, this has to be cool. There has to be something worthy of an experience. I went immediately, bro. I went immediately to the closest gym in Southgate. Shout out to Connect. Obviously, it's closed down right now because of all the COVID shit. And I ended up getting a surgery too on my right labrum, which just put me out of order for many months. I'm barely kind of getting back to normal. And so I went out there, bro, on my first day, and I'm just like, hey, coach, I want to get in there. And he's like, you ever done anything before? And I'm like, nope. He's like, you ready? And I was like, yep. So he gives me like this big ass, baggy ass gi. I put it on, bro. I start rolling, bro. I get fucking manhandled by all the chicks.
Damn!
Yeah, and that's when I realized, I was like, oh, this shit works. Like, if the women are able to handle me, because I have no experience, that means that if you're a grown-ass man and you learn how to do this shit really well, you can pretty much protect yourself against anyone as long as they don't have like a fucking shank or a gun or anything like that. So I got into it, man. I really fucking loved it. Before my injury, I was already submitting people, and I kind of reignited my love for something again. Cause I played college football a long time ago.
College football,
yeah.
Damn.
So I was an athlete, bro, at a very decent level. You know what I mean? But after that, like, I just have to come back to regular civilian life, and kind of blows a little bit. But you know, I still have that competitive spirit in me.
Yeah.
That's like, I want to win. You know, like I want to crush you at this, like that. So when I got back into jiu-jitsu, it kind of allowed me that ability to say again, I can compete again. You know, because what I love about grappling, bro, is that it's one man versus another man, and each man is trying to make you quit.
Yeah.
Now there is no disrespect in quitting. There's actually a lot of nobility in quitting. That's why that sport or martial art is different than anything I've ever done. You play ball in the streets, right?
Yeah.
How does it feel when you pack somebody?
Feels good.
You're like, ah, right?
Out of here.
In jiu-jitsu, man, when you submit somebody, you act like you've done it before. It's just another level of respect, you know?
Okay.
So overall, bro, it elevates your persona, man. Like, you just carry yourself differently. Almost in the sense where, like, oh, you want to fight me? I'm only going to fight you if I have to.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, man, that shit just kind of took a whole fucking whirlwind right there. But, you know, we were talking about the comedians. We were talking about Eddie Bravo, and we were talking about Joe Rogan. And obviously, man, they've been very influential in my life. And, you know, I got my little podcast, and I love it, man. I love having conversations with people like yourself,
yeah,
you know.
Bro, I love doing stuff
just
like
going, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people are afraid to go, you know. And I'm just like, dude, who cares the fuck? Look, put these shits on.
Damn, bro.
Those are my little sisters.
Oh, that is where you're at. Yours, I was about to say, I've been trying to look for something like this.
Nah, man. But you know, you were talking about some of the conspiracy theories, right? And you're like, dude, I'm just like them, man.
Yeah.
So, what would you say is like a contemporary conspiracy theory that really drives you insane?
Outer space.
You don't believe in outer space?
I don't think we've. Because look, I grew up in a religious household, right? I was at church from 8 to 13, 14, church every Sunday, right? Forcefully, and so they say the Bible is the truth, which I'm starting to believe it is, but it's also been compromised with. Yeah, come on, man. The Vatican, they've put in books, withdrawn books.
Yeah, they were really selective.
So it says it right there that we're like in a sphere, right? Half a sphere, right? No, half a semi-sphere. Point like this, it's flat, right? And that's the heavens, sky. That's another ocean. They say that, and then when you see stuff like when they send rockets, right? We landed on the moon in the 60s, and probably man has never gone back ever since. It's a lot of things that, and then you find out our history, who's written our history, winners, right? And it's a lot of, and then think of the cities, right? They all all roads lead to the city, and only this place. And then when you go on a road trip and you just see lands and beautiful land and ocean, it's like, dude, this thing is huge. There's no way that's space or what they tell us. I believe it's more. It's definitely maybe alien. Maybe, right, the God is ourselves, or it's an alien being. I don't know. Nobody knows. And then this is what adds to it. You want me to believe NASA? I get it. NASA, they have some good scientists, but NASA, how was it created? Who found it? Right? Ex-Nazis. Nazis, bro, they say are evil people in the 40s. Right? There's history. Taking over countries, not cities. Motherfuckers were taking over countries. And there's top scientists or rumors to be working with aliens, right? They had the best technology and how they were conquering these nations. So when the war was over, you brought this, and this is public information. Project Paperclip, I believe it's called. You bringing these Nazis to the U.S. on a visa, and they built NASA. And then they start feeding you all this information. And like, wait, they were just our enemies. These are cruel people. Correct? Experimenting with twins. Hey, wait, they're building a space program and they're telling you all about this space. Like, no red flags, like, at all. And you expect me to believe everything they tell me? I question everything. I'm like, wait, how did you guys were found out? And wait, you went up there only once, and maybe you guys did land, and they told you guys, like, don't. I look at night, bro. Do you see how close the moon is? We can see the moon right now. There's no way that's, in my eyes, my belief, there's no way that's millions of miles. And I get the whole distance thing. Everything looks, because it's huge. But I don't know. That's just my belief. Like, I've never gone up there, and I never will.
Wait, you wouldn't go?
I would if they
to prove that it is real.
If they do, of course. But of course, they only select a few. And then you see videos of these astronauts up there, and it's like they're pulling with the strings. Like the strings are dysfunctioning.
Yeah.
Right? And there's just a lot of. I entertain these possibilities. Like I tell people, I'll never know. I'll never be able to go up there like in a spaceship or in a jetpack or any way to know for sure. I gotta trust what people tell me, but it's also like, do your own research. Like, what's that saying? Don't believe anything you hear and only half of what you see. That's a huge. I read that like 2 weeks ago. So it's like, wow, I like to entertain.
Yeah, so I guess you have like a somewhat of a healthy skepticism, right? Where you're like, I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Like, you're kind of like saying, like, look, I mean, sure, of course, every scientist is going to say space is real, right? But you're going to say, well, you're telling me that, you know, all of you guys are telling me that collectively, but at the same time, I haven't exactly necessarily felt it or seen it or deeply understood it, like, at this level, so I can't necessarily say that it's true, right?
Exactly.
I mean, for me, I feel like there has been a lot of work done. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's all observation, right? Like with telescopes. And that's what makes me curious, right? Is that, you know, earlier you were talking about the stars and shit, right? So for one, before Galileo, Native Americans were studying the stars, right? In fact, they were able to create a really, really, really accurate calendar based upon their astrological findings. So there has to be something beyond what we have here.
Yeah, that I believe that.
You know what I'm saying?
I think I entertain the fact that stars are little dimension tunnels. Right? And you know what? They say if you take psychedelics, you'll be able to do all this. And dude, this is all stuff that.
Yeah, have you done them? Are you saying that?
I know. I took some mushrooms the other day just to feel like a little body high. I didn't really feel it. I just one. Just a gram. But they say if you really want to feel it, like take an 8. But it's all a mind thing. Like I smoke, right? But I didn't start smoking until I was an adult. I was
good. You let your brain develop.
Yeah, I let my brain develop.
As anyone else should.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hey, once you're an adult, make your own decisions. But just as a kid, man, you're still a kid. Let this thing develop. And
yeah, if you don't, you're literally gonna be a dumbass.
Yeah, truthfully, because your brain is not developed.
Yeah, you're mashing it up, bro.
And this is the strongest tool.
Valuable tool we got.
Come on, man. Millions, trillions transmitters, right?
Right
now as we're speaking. You're like, wait, wow, trillions? The way I think of trillions is, oh my God, and this is happening in this little brain?
It's like we have an ocean in here.
Yeah.
Every mind is its own ocean, right?
Exactly.
With its depth and all of its creations and all of its interactions. Like, we got that in our brains.
Yeah.
Right? So, but yeah, we were talking about like you were talking about how stars are portals to different dimensions, and how psychedelics kind of may be that door into that perception.
Yeah, and then we hear on Joe Rogan, he's a huge influence, and talks about him doing huge the DMT like that. I'll probably in a few years. You gotta get to that level, because they said you really die. Or you feel like you die.
Well, you know what it is? The more I think about it, it's the destruction of your toxic ego.
Yeah.
And that hurts. You know what I'm saying? Because we think we are these tough, masculine men or whatever, right? And then it's like the most purest self-reflection. You know what I'm saying? You know how earlier I was talking about the mask?
Yeah.
It's the mask under the mask that you get to really see when you're under this psychedelic trances, especially like DMT, for example. I've never done DMT, but I imagine it's that profound, right? Where like you become like a child state.
Damn.
And when you're like a child state, you're so naive to the world around you, and you realize that you carry that as an adult, and you realize that that's affecting you in all your relationships and all your personal interactions, with your dreams, with your aspirations. And I feel like it just it helps you reconnect all the dots where you've been missing, but at the same time, once they come together, it makes the whole picture clearer to you. And sometimes that picture's scary.
Yeah.
You know?
And that's what I want to feel, because I mentioned earlier, I have a pretty dark history, and that I just started remembering certain things from my childhood, and that are very traumatizing, and that are like, damn, a kid going through that at 7 or 8, and that's the reason. Well, that's one of the reasons you're like this. And like I said, I come from a very toxic background, dude. Just like any other low resource neighborhood, right? That's all it is. At the end of the day, people like to call it gutter, the hood, the ghetto, right? These derogatory meanings of communities that are just low funded.
Right.
Low funded by who? By the politician. Oh, really? Wait, people have power? You're telling me you can give our community money? But you don't? You rather pocket it or create for your own good, right? It's stuff like that, and it's like, oh, gee, well, no wonder this lady right here is getting her ass whooped at 10 p.m., right? Because of her abusive husband that's on drugs. Oh, well, no wonder this kid is being neglected. His mom has to go work and make food and put food on the table, and he has no father. Well, it's no wonder this guy's gangbanging. Well, look who he's hanging around with and stuff like that. So I'm sure HP, right? You went to HP, right? HP High. In this area, like when I found out about it, I'm like, wait, damn, it's just almost the same. Like, and then once I went to school and I got more educated, it's like, wow, there is a system that's keeping us intact and doesn't want us to grow and stuff. And like you mentioned earlier when you were telling them, just don't be afraid to do things. Like, do it, man. People are gonna talk regardless of what you do. I was just thinking about this on my way here. Like, damn, man, people are just gonna talk no matter what. You can be giving $100,000 to families and be like, why not two? Why not two? It's like, Jesus Christ, man. People are always gonna talk. And the way I was raised like people were always pushing you down, bro. Always like, you ain't gonna be shit. Blah, blah, blah. You'll be lucky if you'll be in jail before 23 and stuff like that. Like, damn, my own homies telling me this. I'm like, bro, just because you did it? It's like, so ever since a kid, I used to think a bit different. Like, I used to question everything. Always question everything. And I used to question things about myself. Like, damn. And just last 2 years ago, I sat down and I'm like, dude, I don't want to be this certain individual anymore. This ugly person. Because you're obviously hurting people and you're thinking you're not. But I never looked at my childhood and how it can affect me, because I never wanted it to play a role.
You didn't want to say like the circumstances defined you. You were trying to be like, nah, I'm not gonna be that statistic.
Yeah, but it does. Because why? It's all our mind.
It wires you, man.
It wires you. Certain things wire your brain differently, and now that I'm aware of that, it's like, all right, you gotta think, and it's really a mind thing. You gotta. So that's what I mean. I've been trying to become more spiritual, more be what you're always wanted to be, just a joyful, good-spirited individual. Like I used to hate. I've never really fought many times in my life, but the times I did, like, I used to hate hurting the individual in front of me. Like, seeing them bleed, it's like, fuck, man. Like, you're my homie, dog. Like, I feel you, and it's like, but no, people are encouraging you to fight, dog. But hey, if you know, if I at least put on some boxing gloves, put on the headgear, join a boxing class, do it the right way. And so I just realized this now that I'm 25, and I wish I knew 25% of the information I know now. I wish I knew as a kid, because I think it would have helped me better. But right, I'm a big, everything happens for a reason. You have to go through that to be where you're at now, and that's the universe. The universe is really talks to us. And of course, people are always like, oh, but this happened to me, and this. It's because, come on, man, you're putting out that energy. It's really that energy. I'm trying to live my life by 3 philosophies, right? It's the universe, choices, that's free will, and energy. You produce negative energy, bro, negative things are gonna happen. You produce good energy, and the golden rule, that treat everybody the way you want to be treated. And that's the way I live. I treat you with respect, and if you don't want to give it to me, then that's.
Yeah, honestly, like there's like a validity to that expression, because I do attract a lot of great things in my life, and that's because I tend to walk that way. I tend to walk in high spirits. I tend to walk with a lot of love in my heart. I tend to treat people kindly, respectfully. Don't get me wrong, like, if you got me fucked up, then I'm gonna get you fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I grew up in a Christian religion. I'm not Christian anymore, but a lot of the big teachings, right, is like turn another cheek. And some Muslim brothers taught me, we don't turn a cheek. We will fuck you up if you fuck us up. and I want to walk in that way, right, where I'm like, I want to be as loving as possible, but as soon as you got me fucked up, even 1 degree, it's over, bro. Because I'm trying to protect my energy.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, my energy is so sacred to me. Because how is it that when I'm by myself, just putting on music, riding a bike, I can feel in tune with the universe? But when I'm chilling with somebody that has a certain mindset, I'm back to feeling like shit.
Yeah.
It's because I'm not being protective of that energy, So if I feel better doing that by myself, that means that's indicative that I should be doing that more often by myself.
Exactly.
And if there's other people that can match that energy or surpass that energy, and they're okay with lowering their energy to meet mine, but we're still in harmony, then that's what it's all about. And I think like that's one of the things where sometimes we don't really pay attention to when we're in a relationship with anyone or anything, right? Is that sometimes we lower ourselves or they lower us or however that works, but you're in an unhappy situation, right? You're in an unhappy situation and you don't want to get out of it because we're human, and the human part of that is like the attachment, bro. That's the thing that fucks us up a lot, and often is that we get attached to possessions, we get attached to people, right? And I don't think we're born to ever have anything for good. I think we're born to just exist and create relationships, but understand that everything is impermanent. And when you understand that, you can live more happily and knowing that this was supposed to end eventually.
Yeah.
But to just love and respect each other through it, or love and respect your dog that was gonna die eventually.
Yeah.
The plants that you grow that are gonna die eventually. And I think like, imagine if they could teach that when we're growing up.
Man.
Like
instead of the flags of other countries.
Government,
dog. Man,
bro. All of that's important too. Because like it's like I always tell people like in my dreamer world there would be no borders, right? But then they hit me with the reality, right? It's like, well, what the fuck would happen,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, true, it wouldn't work out either. So it's like it's important to be able to kind of like step in both worlds, and because talking about the universe and energy world, that's another kind of like another universe of existing.
Yeah, it really is.
Right?
Yeah.
But most people, if you try to hit them with shit like that, they're just like, they think you're weird, right? Oh, yeah.
Hey, and maybe, dude, those people that are on that, they've tapped into another level here, dude. Honestly, it's just chemicals. Chemically, right? A lot of people are schizophrenic or chemically imbalanced. That's what way is they hit their
somewhere else, right?
There's man, dude.
I've heard people say that eventually the shadow people come out.
Oh, God. But like you said, it is. It really is. And people laugh at me when I tell them I wanna move to Montana.
Oh shit!
In a lakefront, waterfront house, okay. And just because we're city kids. If you look and study that, it's like wow, right? We're really living in a dirty bubble. Our air is
disgusting,
dude. Like knowing that, and we still choose to live in the city, dude.
Yeah, that trips me out. Although if you do go by the beach, it gets fucking like 50 times better.
Oh yeah.
Like, isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy how suddenly we're here and it's like literally, bro. I've looked at like a lot of data about pollution and like HP itself. South Central is like probably like 98% like pollution, right? HP is probably like 94-95%, right? Huge difference. But when you go to Redondo Beach, when you go to Manhattan Beach, it's literally, if you had to guess out of those percentages, where would you throw it at?
Damn, 12?
Close, like 7 to 12%.
Wow.
And you're just like, that's some bullshit, bro. Like, what do we have to do to breathe the same air? That's what I want to know. What do we have to do to eat the same clean food? Because I understand your point about getting the fuck out of here. And wanting to live somewhere cleaner and peaceful and everything, and we should do that. I would love to have a home out there and go out there on vacation. But for me, it would mean even more to me to say, let's throw out some initiatives that could bring in some of that clean air for all the foods that unfortunately do have to live here for the next 5 generations.
Exactly.
Because some people will probably not be able to get out of South Central or anywhere for a long time to come. And maybe some of it is the system, and maybe some of it is their own fault. So I would like to do something that's like, let's clean the community. Whether it be like from trash to the air to the soil to whatever.
It's funny you mentioned all those topics because that's another conspiracy I believe in. Like all of this could have been avoided, non-existent. all this dirty energy and poverty and all that. If you look at Nikola Tesla, I think I ever heard in one of your podcasts you guys were talking about. It was entertaining. I think it was him, Nikola Tesla, about how his in the 20s, bro, early 1900s, this dude was discovering and working on a generator or some device to create free energy for the world, not just the United States, the world. If we would have rolled out with his technology in the 20s, right now, I truly believe we would have had flying cars, like the Jetsons and stuff like that, because he was able to discover how to create this from air, bro. And this is public information. Yeah. When I talk to people like this, I'm like, bro, all you have to do is watch this documentary on PBS, which was released like in the 80s. It talks about Nikola Tesla, his history, how he came, and then you start putting the dots together. Guess who was funding that program? And realize like, oh hell nah, bro, free energy. I'm here to make money. Like I'm gonna take my money to Thomas Edison, and which is why we have the poles with electricity, the wires, right? Guess who was funding them? If you were to have to guess, it's a big bank, of course. J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan, bro, the founder, el pinche rico. He was funding Nikola Tesla because he wanted to build.
Until he realized that he wanted to do it for free.
Until Nikola Tesla.
He's like, what kind of fucking communist are you?
Yeah, exactly, bro. He's like,
but I bet you Tesla wasn't even thinking about capitalism or communism.
He wasn't.
He was just thinking about, because he saw the connection, like water is natural, right? And he was like, dude, so is electricity.
Yeah.
So why can't it just be free?
Exactly. So it goes to show you that literally only about a handful of families control, and this is what they'll call this conspiracy theories, is they really control what's happening, bro. The TV, when we turn on the TV, it's easy as that. The networks, there's only 5 companies controlling all the channels. Fox, Disney, I believe it's P&E, Procter and Gamble, P&G, Procter and Gamble, and it's like you look at them. No, I think General Electric. It doesn't matter. The point is, these companies make everything, and they branched out to the TV network, and everything we watch is like, wait, huh? Like, are you for real? And it's true. And so stuff like that, and they're like, wait. So back up a track. When did they start? Oh, in the 60s, right? Before that, like, who funded these people? Oh, the CIA. Who was running the CIA? George Washington. George Bush, right? Like, wait, when did this happen? In the 40s, when we had alien interactions, when the Roswell, right? The spaceship landed in Roswell, and then Army went and took it, and they started experiment. And then you have Bob Lazar on Joe Rogan talking about this. It's like, wait. Pause, time out, and everything starts to make sense. Well, you start connecting the dots, and it's scary. Like I said, it's a deep rabbit hole, bro. Yeah. It's a real deep rabbit hole, and it's like, and it's all control. It's all that, the control. And like I said, when I said earlier about the flags, it's from birth, bro. Our kids, babies. Do you remember when you were a kid, right? Like a baby?
Oh, not like a baby.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But we were alive. Something must have, our brains.
Yeah, there's our subconscious is already learning at that point.
Yeah, so it's, and then you hear about these experiments they were doing on people. I'm like, dude, they must have figured out how to really control to a certain level. Like, and I'm not saying, but just the way we
basically,
think.
it's a metaphor. Like
yeah.
The people acting like zombies is a metaphor for what our real subconscious is like.
Yeah.
Right? Like I said earlier, man, a lot of people are fake, and they don't even know that they're fake.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because we have subconsciously, like, the deepest part of our thought has already been controlled. That's why when a lot of my homies like tell me my homie Carlos, that fool always tells me that there's gonna be a communist revolution, but he's against it. And I'm like, dude, no, there isn't, bro. Every American is so fucking brainwashed that there's never gonna be a revolution. unless something really catastrophic and crazy happens that electrifies and pushes back that subconscious thinking. So we're so controlled, bro. Like I said, that people don't even know that they're controlled. And when people like us even try to say things like that, people just don't take us seriously. They don't take us seriously, bro. I've been talking about this shit since I was at least like 19, like 18, 19, just kind of going off in my own little world. As wrong as I might have been, I would always try to allude to the fact that our actions, our thoughts, that they were all being controlled in one way or another, and nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. Oh, yeah. Literally ever. So at this point in my life, like, I'm just like, all right, nobody really gives a fuck about that shit. So I'm gonna just do me, you know. And then, you know, whoever wants to talk about it, then let's go ahead and talk about it. But I'm also not gonna pretend like anything's gonna change, you know, because I don't think anything will change in that regard, right? It reminds me of a book by Aldous Huxley. You ever heard of Aldous Huxley?
No, I have not.
Dude, this was badass, bro. You're probably really gonna love that book. Jamie, pull it up, Stu. I do want to.
Jamie.
I do want to show you the name of the book, but I don't know, so I'm gonna just Google it real quick. There you go. Aldous Huxley, Brave New World.
Brave New World.
The book is called Brave New World, but basically it's Aldous Huxley was an English writer in the 1900s, but he basically wrote about our society today then in the form of brain control, where basically what they were doing was like, there was like the natives, and of course they would call them savages in the book because that's what they thought about them then. So, but the natives were all the people that were being bred normally, right? Like today you have sex, you make children, those are the natives, those are the savages. But in the better society, they were creating genetically modified human beings at different levels of intelligence, of different levels of strength, height, beauty, etc. And so what they would do was
happening in his book.
In his book, right? So basically, the whole idea is that there's classes, right? And these people are going to be relegated to that class forever because that's what you're going to do, right? And on top of that, here's where the parallel to our society comes. In that book, they would drink soma, which is basically a drug that makes you happy. So as soon as you start questioning reality and your role in it, we watch TV, we drink cerveza, we smoke weed, you know, we start whatever it is.
Trying to get at shorties and
exactly. There's a lot of things that keep us happy.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, it's a valid critique, man. It's a valid critique about how they've given us all these things, right? Do. One thing's not enough. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Oh, that's not enough. Okay, let's go to the next thing. Right? So it just kind of reminds me, like, damn, bro, like there's levels to control, and at 2020, we're way behind the clock. They have a whole motherfucking extra system. They have a plan A, a plan B, a plan C. Like,
and we're not part of it.
Yeah, these fools are twisted, bro. These fools are twisted. They don't care about our existence. They don't care about our lives. They don't care about how many innocent people are lost in the bloodshed. So it's a rough thing to think about, but hey,
it is what it is. Exactly. What can we do? Nothing. So worry about yourself. Like,
exactly.
You're this. Well, right now, like everything that's happening outside. Hey, if it's not affecting you, I had this argument with my wife the other day because kind of sounds messed up, but it's like, dude, it has an effect. Like with ICE. You know, my parents are immigrants, so of course I feel a certain way towards them, but it hasn't happened. Like I've been on these people are deporting them. I've been on the police are fucked up. I've been on the system, but it's like there's only so much I can do, and now it's like if I let that affect me, it's messing with my energy. So if she got mad at me, like if I didn't care about what they're doing, it's like I do. But what can I do? Like, I've done what people do, what they told us to do. Vote, right? Spread awareness, retweet, little stuff. That's all I can do. I would love to physically go in there and take those kids out of the cage and stuff, but I can't. Like, I really can't. You go, meten al bote, and there you go. Oh, what are you in here for? I was trying, Mr. Heroic, huh?
Right.
Program time, whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's the way. Like I said, energy. That's all it is. We can only control what we can control, and that's us. That's me, our brain.
Yeah, and to add on to that, it's like when I was younger, I used to believe in revolution as a means to liberation, and it came from my heart, because I would see all the pain, I would see all the struggles throughout the world, and I'd be like, the only way is to fucking create a revolution is gonna end that pain. But then I ended up realizing that it wasn't that simple. Right? It's not that simple. We can't just storm into the White House and say revolution.
Yeah.
So I'm more on that tip today, man, where it's like I'm gonna do a revolution within myself, and in doing so, I'm gonna free myself, And when you free yourself, live a life of freedom to inspire others to pursue freedom.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, I can't tell you how to free yourself. I can only be so free that you in your mind say, I also want to be free. And that's going to allow you to find your own playbook.
Exactly.
J. Cole has a song about how he wished, I think it's called Sideline. The name of the song is called Sideline. And he talks about how he wishes people would have given him a playbook, right? To be able to get up from the sideline, get in the game. And I feel like sometimes this is part of the podcast, man. It's like trying to explore that blueprint and to just pass down a little bit of game, a little bit of knowledge, a little bit of experience, never claiming that I'm right.
Yeah.
And just saying like, dude, this dialogue right here is part of that freedom. Thinking about how so many people, they're not even willing to engage in that conversation because it's crazy, because it's useless, because it's this and this and that. But it's like, dude, we're looking for freedom. We're looking for mental elevation.
Yeah.
We're looking for that, pristine energy to keep moving us forward in life. And this is what it's like. Part of it for sure.
Life, man. Moving topics, I wanted to ask you this a while ago. You said you played sports, right? College, where did you play?
So at first I played at East LA College.
Hey,
yeah. Yes, sir. That was gangster, bro. I love that place.
Wait, what year?
2000. I was there playing 2012.
Oh.
So 2000, the class. So football season's funny, right? Because if you're gonna graduate in 2011, you played in 2010. So I played at ELAC in 2011 and 2012. And man, I met some of the best football players there, man. Those guys were from Garfield, they were from Roosevelt, they were from Jefferson, they were from, all over the place. All over the place. It was basically like the best bunch from like the area.
The Latinos, huh?
Well, there was a lot of black folks too.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was basically just as much black as it was Mexican or Latinos, I should say. And it was a great experience, man, because I loved football, man. It was literally my passion. Like in high school, I wasn't a good student at all. I just
a rebelde. You were a rebel?
I wouldn't say I was actually really sweet with my teachers. Like I was very sweet, and my teachers always liked me. So it was always a certain teacher that didn't like me. So I'm like, man, fuck you. Like why don't you like me? I'm literally not even an asshole, right? Versus other kids that were really mean to them. But like for example, junior year, bro, this is how bad of a student I was. I had a 1.7 GPA.
Damn.
Yeah, and I needed a 2.0 to play football, right? So I'm running around campus, bro. Like literally, today is Thursday, tomorrow Friday is grade cuts, right? And then by tomorrow in the morning, I have 1.7. I'm not playing my junior year, right? And my junior year was supposed to be one of the biggest years in my little high school career. So I'm overwhelmed, bro. I'm like, oh my God, like these are my actions, and I'm just reflecting on everything. So I was like, all I can do is go to every teacher and beg them to give me a better grade when I don't deserve a better grade. So I immediately go to my favorite teacher. She's a history teacher, Miss Arellano. She was, and so basically, I had a C in her class.
She watches it?
Doubt it. I go, So I had a senior class, and she's the first one I went to because I knew she liked me for sure. You know, she liked all the football players. And I was like, look, Miss, this is the situation. I really need at least a B. Miss is gonna help me. That way, when I go ask another teacher, it could be easier. She's like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna hold you accountable, and you don't deserve that. Oh, so
your favorite teacher telling you that? Dang, imagine what the
I know. So she kept it real with me, kept it fucking real with me, and I was like, I thought she was a bitch for doing that, but at the same time, I realized that she was actually a real one, because she held me accountable, man, and that's what any real one would do, right? So on the contrary, she was legit as fuck, and she kept it real with me, and I had to just say thank you and move on. So now I move on to my fucking Spanish teacher, where I'm a fucking clown. I'm literally a clown all period. Like, you remember those classes?
Yeah,
where you're just
hell yeah.
cracking up all day with everybody having a good time. It was Spanish class. I knew how to write the damn thing. I know how to talk the damn thing. I'm gonna pass the damn class. So again, I have like a C in that class, right? So I'm like, hey miss, you know, I'm going through this and that. And she had a little sweet spot, man. I was able to hit her little sweet spot. She said, okay, Jesus, I'm gonna go ahead and give you a B, but you're gonna have to write me a contract that you're gonna shut the fuck up for the rest of the year. And I was like, yeah, miss, you know, anything you need.
Lo que sea. Hit with the Spanish, lo que sea, man.
So I signed that thing, right? So now I'm 2 points away from making it, right? I tried everybody else said no, so I go to my fucking art teacher and I have a C in there. That means that guy has to give me an A. If he doesn't give me an A, fucked. So I go into class, bro, and because I don't really have a connection like that with him. So I'm just sitting there and like I'm literally on my table crying, bro. I'm just on the table crying, and he just comes up to me. He's like, hey, Jesus, what's up, man? How you doing? What's going on? And then I was like, I mean, we could talk about it outside if you want. So outside, I give him the rundown, and he felt sympathy for me. He felt sympathy for me. He gave me that A, and I was able to make the team, bro. So I was at the will of other people because of my own actions, you know. I never again in my life put myself in that situation because I understood how lucky I was. Man. Right? But I just wanted to share this story real quick because, you know, I wasn't a good student. Like, the hard work, the discipline, the mentality, the intelligence, all of that, I never had none of that. It just wasn't who I was. Right? Versus, like, the nerdy kids that were fucking about their studies 24/7. I just couldn't fathom putting myself in their shoes. It wasn't a life that I was willing to live, you know? Even though I know I could have competed at the USCs and the University of Chicago because I've been in those situations and I've been able to carry myself eloquently with people like that. So I'm like, I know I could be here. I just didn't have the work ethic to be there, you know, nor did I have the love for academics to be there. But back to sports, man, fuck yeah. That shit was my passion, bro.
Football. Wide receiver, I'm guessing?
Yeah, wide receiver.
I mentioned that because, bro, they forced me to play. Well, not forced because, like I said, we all have choices. Right. But I'm a track runner. Right?
Okay.
I used to run track. Yeah, speed.
What did you do, the 400 or
the 1 and 2.
You did the 100?
1 and 2, baby.
So you were fast now.
Yeah, I was pretty fast. And my junior year, it's when I got discovered, right? Because I had played basketball, okay, right? Soccer was my first love, and then
that's how you got the speed.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then I got to high school and I started playing basketball, and I was, you know, for somebody that picked up basketball at 14, I consider myself all right, but I was still pretty fast. So I wanted to stay in shape, and I started doing track, and I'm like, oh damn, I'm pretty fast. And then our track coach was the football coach, and so he saw how fast I was, and he's all like, yo, and I was skinny, bro. I'm still skinny now, but I was way skinnier. I was a $130, and as a senior. So imagine junior, I'm 125, dog, pinche flaco, and por eso también.
Right.
And so he's like, you gotta get stronger and faster, so play football. I'm like, damn, bro, tackle football, dog.
like, no, flag football?
No, like, exactly, I only play flag football in elementary. And he's like, yeah, tackle football. And I was like, You know, but like right now, I'm becoming somebody in my high school. I'm getting status. Oh, the fast kid. You know, you're keeping up with the black dudes, right? Because black dudes are fast, and you're keeping up with them, and you're beating some. It's welcome. You know, everybody todos te conocen. So I wanted to feel. I'm going into my senior year. I wanted to feel even cooler, like football, varsity football. Shit, sign me up. You know, the whole weight room. Right, because it takes a while to put your pads on, right? And so I'm enjoying it. I'm hitting the weights. I'm liking it. When they put the pads on, I'm like, damn, when some fool smacked me, dog, like just playing around, like, oh, let's get ready. And I'm like, ay, wait, duele, dude. So when the hitting drill came on, one of my homies, boom, popped me, dog. I was like, I went, in my head, I'm like, if you're hitting like this, and you're not that big, and I've heard stories of people from San Pedro, people from Jefferson, like big fools. Sure. I'm like, damn.
What school you at?
Santee Education Complex.
I know what's that.
It's close, South Central. Jefferson High was our rivals. So when you mentioned like,
I know Santee.
Oh yeah, and so did they play you?
No. But when I was at Jordan, I was coaching Jordan, and we actually played Santee in the playoffs.
You guys beat them?
Nah, they smacked us.
But. So I got hit, bro, and then I'm like, damn, bro, I don't want to do this, dog. I'm a track, in my back of my head, I'm a track runner, dog. I don't want to fucking get hit. But, and then I played like 2 games, but at that time, I was already, my wife now, girlfriend then, was pregnant, all right? I became a dad at 17. So, that was in the summer. Football's in the summer, and I needed to find a job, bro. And I found a job, and I'm like, yes, man. Like I get to quit. I talked to my coach. I'm like, hey, look, man, I'm a track runner. You know that I'm gonna dedicate my time to try, but football is something else, bro. It's a different breed, dog. You gotta be built different, dog. So man, respect to you for. You took it to the whole college, bro. You're going on with men already.
Yeah, and I am a Flacco. So trust me,
respect,
it's a bitch.
So football every time, and it's so funny, dude, because I remember going to practice one day with my stuff, with my helmet, my pads, and some lady, she's like, "You play football?" Dog, I ever heard.
She was like, "Are you the kicker?"
I swear, she's like, "You play football?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm a receiver." She's like, "Oh man, thank God." Oh, dog, that's my little football story, dude. And I just brought it up because just this past Friday, I was at my friend's at a friend's house who played football in high school, and my little brother played football too, and his homie, and we were just talking about high school, and then I'm like, dude, like remember they forced me, or coach forced my ass to play football. And we were just laughing because they knew I didn't want to play, dog. But they was just like, dude, you're fast.
You're an asset.
Yeah, you're fast. Help us. And I'm like, damn, bro, I don't like getting hit, dog. I'm a bitch, whatever. Call it.
It felt good, man.
It does.
It's because, like you said, man, like we're skinny guys, so you're gonna be hitting guys that are over 180 pounds, that are also benching over 250 pounds, and it's just like. It makes a difference, bro.
Bro, it does.
It makes a big difference. The weight in football matters a lot. Now, if you're kind of quick and you're skinny, you better fucking use that to not get hit.
Exactly.
But you're gonna get hit.
Yeah, it's
especially if you're playing running back, because oftentimes we do get like really fast, skinny guys that will give them the ball because they can move around, but you're guaranteed to get hit as a running back, no matter what. Because there's gonna be a play where the defense is gonna get through the hole and they're just gonna fucking rock your skinny ass. So
I had to learn the hard
that's why, bro. Like, if you're gonna be playing football, you have to be hitting the weights. Because at minimum, even if you are a skinny guy, you could at least be strong, which means that you're gonna be able to not get injured as fast, right? But if you're not well equipped with the weights and you're skinny, you're fucked.
Football is the only thing you didn't play.
So let me see. Senior year, I played volleyball.
Hey,
and I did the high jump on track.
Hey.
So, dude, volleyball was dope, bro. Like, literally one of the most fun sports I've ever done in my life. It was so simple, yet fun.
My dad loves volleyball. I remember he used to encourage me to play it, but
Yeah.
it's funny. I see now.
I'm just check the camera real quick.
You know, the neighborhood I live at now in Culver City. There's a little park in the corner, and I hate using this term, but that's what they call them. Paisas?
Yeah, I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is, exactly.
It's not disrespectful.
It's not? Alright, cool.
I don't think
It's
so.
some...
I never heard a paisa be disrespected because they call them a paisa.
Yeah. So they love volleyball,
Volleyball,
bro.
yeah.
And my dad's a paisa, so now I see I can see why it's fun, bro. You jump, you get high. I remember when I was playing basketball, they used to tell me like play volleyball. If you want to dunk, right? Because that's everybody. Hooper's dream is to dunk. Play volleyball because you're just on your toes and
You're jumping.
and that's it. I wish now I see like damn, I should have just played basketball instead of chasing girls. I mean volleyball instead of just chasing girls. Oh.
You know what my coaches used to say, bro? When I was early on in the game, they would be like, girls are the devil. They would say that. And obviously we're all devils, right? Boys and girls. But the idea was like the best football players always ended up getting chicks knocked up. And it was like, dude, you kind of just really, really messed up, right? Like, I always think about it like this. Like, one of my best friends, Diego, he's actually been on the podcast before, but he also he got his girl pregnant senior year, you know? So, Diego was one of the best football players on the team. And I think he could have played college football alongside me or anywhere else that he wanted to. But he obviously had to get into his dad mode.
Yeah.
He started like hustling like a maniac as soon as he found out. And he hasn't stopped since. But today when I see his two young boys, it's amazing what he's done. It's amazing how much they love him and how much he loves them. You know, and to be able to see like a young man that had no choice but to step the fuck up. I give him a lot of props all the time. Because it takes huevos, bro.
It does.
And you can tell me about that, bro.
It does, man, bro. The 17, bro. Oh, you're gonna be a dad. What? Like I'm 17. I'm not even an adult yet. But you have to step up, bro. And now I'm 27. You know, I tell people, my little homies, the young people I see, like, yeah, don't have sex. Honestly, wait until you're older, because you're gonna have it's a lot of consequences. And the heaviest one, I believe, is, creating an offspring. You're creating life. This is a human being. It's not a dog. It's not a plant.
Right.
It's a human being. So when I got the news that I was gonna be a father, for one, it was happy. Honestly, it really is joy. Like, damn, you created somebody, something, a human being. But at the same time, it's like you can't be a kid anymore. You gotta step up. How is the baby gonna eat? You're gonna depend on your mom and dad the whole time? How the baby needs clothes? Who are you? Who is the baby gonna look up to? So all that little stuff played a lot into me going to school too. And cause like I said, in my neighborhood, high school graduates, very few. And they, some of them get mad because they think I'm looking down on them. But it's like, nah, bro. Like, not at all. I would never look down on anybody. It's just choices. I saw what this lifestyle, this path, this energy led, and I didn't want to do that. So how can you get mad at me for making different choices? So once I found out I was gonna be a dad, I told myself, damn, who do I want my son looking up to? A nobody? Not a nobody, but somebody. Maybe I should change the term, because nobody is very derogatory, is nasty. But that's what they call us. That's what the people call us. You're nothing. And if you really think about it, we're not. We're humans in this big universe. So we are nothing, but we are something. So
it depends on the context, right?
Exactly.
Like if you look at someone and you're like, you're gonna be a nobody, versus, damn, I'm really nobody.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's different. So I'm like, do I want my kid seeing somebody who had a lot of difficulties growing up, but graduated school, high school and college? I'm like, that's the reason why. Then also my dad pushing me forward, like, me, like, you don't want to do what I do. You feel me? Busting my ass every day for just a pay. Like, my dad's always growing up never had a stable job. He was a journeyman. He will go 4 o'clock in the morning, get up, eat breakfast, and go to, they call it La Siete on 7th Street to look for a job. You know, so this stuff that came to me at 17, I started thinking, I'm like, damn, if my dad, who I love and admire, is telling me don't do certain things, I'm gonna listen to him. So I applied for school, college, bro. I had no idea, bro. None of my older homies, none of them from my neighborhood applied to college. So it was a foreign world, a whole different world. And then I found out that financial aid, if you're poor, you get paid pretty much to go to school. I was like, what? I didn't know about this. I applied for financial aid. They gave it to me. My grades were good enough to go to a Cal State, and I didn't know any only university I knew, only college was LA Trade Tech, and that's because we lived 2 blocks away from there. That's the only one I knew. I didn't know Berkeley, UCLA, USC. I mean, I knew, but I didn't know you can attend them to that. Like, you could, if you really wanted to, you could. So I graduated college. I graduated high school. My son was already born, and I'm like, do I go look for a job and start busting my ass, or go through the college path, further your education, right? Because then this is when people start telling you about, if you graduate college, you'll get more money, you'll become somebody, you'll be more respected. So this is all the stuff they were feeding me. I'm
right.
Like, damn,
so you're like, this must be a better option.
This must be a better option. I want my little son to look at his dad and be like, damn, my dad went to college and graduated, so can I. So, and the good thing about my story is I had great support. Like, my wife, I know she'll be watching this. I love you and always will. And my parents supported me during my 5 years of college tremendously, bro. She took care of all the doctor visits, his needs, and every day she was with him every day while I was out in the valley pursuing my career, pursuing a higher education for them. And so my second year in college, bam, second baby. So I had 2 kids before 21, bro. 2, I was like, gee. But it motivated me even more. It pushed me. I'm like, dude, now you got 2 kids, bro. You can't bullshit anymore. I mean, like, you did this. You wanted to be Mr. Cool, not knowing the consequences. You knew the consequences, dog. You had 1 baby. Pendejo, like, ponte las pilas. You have 2 kids now? Step it up. Bro, I wanted to drop out so many times out of college. So many. Come on, man. A kid from the streets goes into college. First of all, you're already placed in remedial math and English. Dude, so you're starting from behind. So you gotta catch up. And then I'm like, damn, I gotta write these papers. I gotta write, like, this is hard work. It really is hard. I don't care what anybody, if you have an AA or a VA,
EA, a TV, a CC.
It's hard, bro, because it takes dedication and hard work. So I think everything happens for a reason. If it wasn't for my kids, I wouldn't have finished college. For what? Like I said, this is somebody for one, your big homies already telling you ain't gonna be shit. All right? The system is already failing you. You're going into college behind and remedial. The odds are against you. But like, nah, but you can't quit, bro. You have 2 kids now. 2. What are they gonna look up to? Oh yeah, my dad does this. Right? Like, I don't know. It's a whole. it's a huge topic. It's a huge topic about being a young dad, and it's great. It really is, because now that I finally graduated and I have something going on, I can see my kids. They see me as a cool person, man, as that cool dad.
They have a high esteem for you.
Yeah, as that different dad, because they see their friends' dad being older, right? And then when I go pick them up, I see their little friends, like, hey, Andrew's your dad, and I think I'm a cool guy, dude. Like, not to be cocky, but why? Because I treat everybody with respect. I don't let outside things change. I try not to change my energy, but I just think I'm a good dude, and the kids see it. I mean, they see his other dad. Maybe they see the tattoo. They're like, oh, he's scary, dude. Like, that's your dad? And they see a young dude. I'm only 27, though, and I'm picking up my 9-year-old. He's about to be 10. Now, imagine when he goes to middle school, and then they call me, sir, your child is not feeling well. I go, I'm like, I'm here to pick up my child. Wait, what are you, the brother?
Right.
A lot of people have confused me from, those are your brothers?
No, that's my child.
Child, bro.
That's my seed.
My seed, dog, literally. That, it's amazing. But I thank my wife, my kids, my wife, my family for the support they gave me through my 5 years in school. And without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. To this day, bro, my wife, man, matter of fact, let's talk about my wife, the greatest human being I've ever met. Free, and I was such an ass. I was, I don't know who I was. Like I said,
of course you were an ass. I mean, you were just a young guy trying to learn the ropes. And what happens, bro, and I'll personally attest that myself, is that I was a fucking non-affectionate asshole, non-listening. Everything was supposed to be my way, and I've hurt a lot of women by being that person.
No, yeah, exactly.
And that's why, like, I don't understand why people sometimes tell me, like, oh, that I think I'm full of myself. Like, how can I be full of myself when I'm purposely telling the whole world what I've done?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Like, I've hurt people, and I hate the fact that those people had to be some sort of collateral damage in the higher picture of things. Because, man, my interactions moving forward, I don't want to treat people like that. I don't want to hurt people, nor did I ever want to hurt people.
Man, bro, see,
but the thing is that we just don't be knowing.
We don't be knowing, bro. Or maybe we do, like,
but it's not real, like, applicable things that we've done, because we learn by experience.
Yeah.
So maybe, like, someone told us somewhere, well, go ahead and open the door for her, right? But it doesn't really seem like it matters until it does, right? Or there's just so many little things that I learned along the way, and how to talk to people, how to not escalate a situation.
Man.
Like, that's probably the worst part, bro. It's like when I was younger, like, I would turn up on everything, and now it's just like
oh, like that,
not like that to that point, but emotionally.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, well, today now I know that it's like, if I feel like you're about to turn up, I'm just walk away. Simple, point blank. And I learned that in a program, bro. It was a program for abusive people, and I never put hands on nobody, but we were abusive to each other, and like the mentally and emotionally, so I ended up going to this program. It was like a 12-week program, and shit taught me a lot, bro. Shit taught me a lot. The best thing that I learned was the timeout, bro. Literally, man. Shit's about to pop off, take a time out. You tell your partner, like, hey, I'm gonna go for a walk for an hour. I'll be back. We can talk again.
Exactly, bro.
But that hour makes the biggest difference in the world. Because at one point you might have fucking thrown something, or you might have screamed something that was hurting you, which is gonna make things worse. But instead, you come back now like a decent human being. And now you can really discuss things without your emotions fucking grabbing you by the nuts and fucking arrastrándote por el piso, Instead,
like a mama.
Exactly. So, man, it's life is an experience, bro, and I'm grateful for all my mistakes. And I do pray sometimes. I do pray for some of those mistakes, for the people that I've hurt, and just saying like, hey man, I hope God brings you peace eventually for the things that I've done, and for the things I've done that people have done to me too. You know, because it's just a two-way street.
Exactly, bro, man, dog. Discussions I have with my wife to that. Who I was 2 years ago, it was a kid. It was really a blind kid, bro. And I can talk hours about how blind I was from birth to when I turned 25. And it's so blind. So I told her, like, dude, I was blind. But now that I've awoken, right? This would be being woke.
I've seen the light.
I've seen exactly as cliche as I'm probably at the beach just looking at the sun, like, show me something.
Fucking burning some brain cells.
Yeah. So I've been walking blind for 25 years, bro. And now that I've risen, right? What? Risen?
Yeah.
Rise! I see it like, damn, bro. I was a disgusting person, even as a kid, as a teenager, bro. As a young kid, and I apologize. My friends are watching. You know, I apologize to the kids I bullied. I used to be a bully, but why? Because I was being bullied, bro.
Right.
And it's all a domino effect, right? Boom, boom, boom. So I apologize to all my friends that I grew up when I was being mean to them. God, no, bro. I was blind. I was really blind, and now that I've taken them off, it's like, wow, it feels good. Being honest feels good. And now I'm honest with my wife. Hey, I'm sorry. Some of it is bad and it hurts you, and I'm really sorry. Like there's nothing more I can do than just apologize and change my behavior and change who I am. Well, let's rephrase that, because I can't change who I am. This is who I really am. Right? This God made me like this, but I've learned to move differently. I know I have a conscience now. It's what I like to tell myself. I used to do things, me valía madre, disgusting things. Dude, I don't care, right? But now that I have a conscience, I move different, and I'm honest. I'm a lot more honest now. Whatever I do. And of course, the big discussion, and I don't care if she's gonna listen, is women, right? My charisma and my energy attracts a lot of women, bro. I not to sound cocky, you feel me? I'm sorry.
That's a good thing.
That's a great thing. And as a marketer, as a comedian, guess who's my number one target gonna be? Women. So you cannot get mad. Well, you could get mad because that's your choice, but what can I do if I'm inviting a woman to a show, right? Girls get mad for everything, but now I'm being honest with you, super honest, to the point, bro, that as far as my phone, I used to be that type that, imagine, you ever seen those memes when they grab the phone and the girl runs and they break the door?
Yeah, that was you?
That was me, bro. That was it. You know, I never got to that extent because I was like, but
alright, so here's the thing about the phone. I felt the same way, but there was a point where I allowed my ex-girlfriend to go through my phone and shit like that. And eventually, you know how it is, man. You become a detective, you're gonna find the shit that you're looking for.
Exactly. So my wife's an FBI.
So she was that person, and there was things in there that she probably was better off not knowing or seeing, but at the end was for the best anyways. So moving forward, I don't plan to let anyone look at my phone. Not even on some, like, this is how much we trust each other. In fact, I'm thinking we should trust each other enough to not ever have to look to our phone, right? And I only say that, bro, because one of my elders said that to me. He's like 67. Because I told him about what happened, and he was like, look, Jesus, you know, typically in our field, we tend to think that as toxic behavior, you know. And this is coming from a 67-year-old man. This was wild shit, you know. They know shit. And in that moment, I realized, like, okay, first of all, I did fuck up, right? I should have never been doing what I was doing. That's a fact, right? But also, things were already not that good in order for us to not be trusting each other. Period. Right? So moving forward, I'm never gonna look through nobody's phone, and y'all never gonna look through my phone, ever, because it's just gonna always breed that weird insecurity.
Mm-hmm.
That weird insecurity that you can actually validate by going through your phone and then finding the shit that you felt some type of way. And it's just a mess, dude.
It is.
Fuck that shit.
It is, bro. And I don't care you get mad that we're talking about our relationship because you put it on damn Twitter, dude. It's funny. She knows I'm here, of course, but I told him, look, man, if he brings it up, I'm gonna talk about it. She's like, I don't care. She said, I used to put all our business on Twitter. Go ahead, our friends know. And this is what gets me mad. Well, not mad, but it frustrates me. I tell her, the person I'm on IG is not the person you married. That's a character.
Yeah.
It's so much of a character that I used to have a different IG page, and I used to put a lot of personal stuff, like my kids and her, and also my comedy and stuff. So I was trying to mix both worlds into it, and it doesn't work, because then the outside, I don't care what people think, right? But I think my wife does to an extent, because to her she feels like, oh, you're embarrassing me.
Mm-hmm.
You're
yeah, I get it.
That, but it's like, dude, I'm not. Why? If I'm telling you, it's coming out of my mouth, what I'm doing, certain things, how I'm moving. Why do you let the outside world influence your perspective? I mean, at the end of the day, I'm your husband. I love you. I show you, but also, this person on IG is just IG. Yeah. It's a character. Yeah. I want to be a comedian.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but as a marketer, as I said, women.
You can't take that serious.
Yeah, you can't. You can't, and
it's like saying, like, pretend I'm an actor.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be kissing girls in movies.
Right.
It's acting. Perhaps there's pleasure to it. I mean, she's a beautiful woman, and I'm kissing her, and she feels great. But at the same time, I'm a professional.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to be able to respect the fact that this is what I'm doing with my life, right? We're married to each other. Like, we're real.
Yeah.
You know, like, we are real.
Exactly.
That's not real.
That's not, and it's not.
Yeah. It's hard. It is hard. Like, it's hard for anyone to not merge those two worlds together and say, like, Beto, like, how the fuck you gonna be telling me that you're chilling with all these fucking fine ass bitches, you know? And I'm gonna expect you not to be, you know, fucking around or some shit. But, you know, that's just where you and your communication have to be like you have to show her, not just tell her that you love her, right? And that she's above any other chick or something.
Yeah, I gotta show her.
That's all it is.
And I think I am. I've always have, but I've never been honest. Like that's a big thing. That's what I tell her. Like, no, I'm sorry if other girls are watching this that I've had interactions with, and our energies combined. None of them have and never will match the energy and the relationship I have with my wife and the mother of my kids.
Yeah.
Like, she asked me this funny universe. She asked me yesterday, why me? Like, why do you love me so much? I'm like, what? For one, you met me when I was 14, when I was a troubled kid. Thanks to you, and I thank her a lot, I stayed out of a lot of trouble. Because why? Because I would rather have been chilling with you than to be out doing stupid stuff as when I was doing when I was 12 and 13. Thanks to you, you've taught me, you showed me what loving somebody unconditionally is, besides my mom, right? And I told you how I feel about my mom and my relationship when I was younger. And third of all, you gave me 2 sons. Like, it's the greatest gift in this world, right? If we believe in natural selection, we did what we were supposed to do, and that was giving offsprings. And you giving me, that's us, man. That's our codes, our kids. And I can never thank you enough for that. Like, those are the reasons why I love you. All the other previous women, it was just, you know why I did certain things now. I've told you my dark history. I've told you, and like, this is all a mind thing. It was all a mind thing, and I'm learning how to control it. I'm learning how to control this because this controls everything, controls mood. So now that you know this information, like, why do you still think I'm Beto from 2016 and below? I'm not, and I'm showing you. Like, I got as simple as a phone. You know my password now. I let you go through it. You want to go through it? Go through it. But I'm telling you now, you're going to go through it and you're going to find things you don't like. Things from what? Guess what? The past. The past, not now. The past. Why? Because it's jokes. I'm a comedian. I joke with my friends about the past. Because I that's all I can do about it now is laugh. Because that's all I really, and when you go through my phone, it's like you want to get hurt. Like,
that's exactly what it is.
Like, do you love pain? Like, you know when you go through it what you're looking for.
But you know why else it is? Is because we haven't been honest.
We haven't. But now I am.
I know. But hold on. Like, we literally traumatize people.
Yeah.
So it's yeah.
But I'm a comedian. I gotta wear.
So that's the fucked up part about all of that is that I could never really expect. It's because I'm different, you know. I'm the type of person where I'll put on my backpack and I'll say, "Fuck it, you did me dirty at a certain point. Am I moving forward? Yes, I'm moving forward. Let's go." You know, and I'm not gonna keep bringing old shit up. Other people, they might be harder for them to deal with trauma, to deal with scars, to deal with emotional baggage, and they can't just let it go.
Yeah.
It might be 3 years down the line. They're like, "Hey, you remember that one time that you cheated on me? Oh, fuck, again." Like, in the head, again, I thought we were over that. But it's like, human beings are special in that way, where if you can't handle your partner being able to bring up old shit, then you probably shouldn't be in a relationship. Exactly. Now, if you're willing to suffer the consequences for your choices and move forward eventually like heal so much together that maybe one day you get to move on from shit,
yeah,
then that's what it is.
Excuse me, so I can use a rush.
Go for it, man.
Drain the main vein, like they say.
Back on topic. So we were just kind of talking a little bit, right, about a little bit of our past, right? A little bit about, you know, women, how we've been unfair, how we've been toxic, we've been full of pain, and, you know, it's kind of part of life. You know what I'm saying? Like, hurt people, and but we're now taking like steps forward in, number one, taking accountability for our actions and saying, we did that, you know, I'm very sorry. If I have an opportunity to make up for that, I will. And I think it's really important, bro, for men to take that step and say, I'm making an effort. I'm making a genuine effort. Now, a lot of psychologists would agree that even that is still going to set a situation for you to maybe make a couple mistakes, right? Like, you're trying not to, but you might still fuck up.
Exactly.
But if you know that you fucked up and you were going 100%, not trying to, then that gives you a little bit of room and understanding to be like, it's up to your partner at that point to be like, do I take this shit or not, right? But at least we're taking those steps forward, you know, to kind of let the past be.
And that's how it started. And acknowledgement, like you said, just acknowledging it and changing who you are. Well, don't do it again. Right. That type of stuff. Right. That's. I want to ask you a personal question because it sounds like. Do you talk to a therapist? Have you seen a therapist?
Yeah, I've seen a lot. And you know what's cool, man? Recently one of my therapists said some real shit to me, man. He told me, look, man, we're talking about all these things and it's good, but I'm here to listen to pain.
Damn, send me her number.
It's actually a guy.
Oh, send me his number.
And and it really made me think about what I was doing there, you know. And so basically, what I told him, I was like, "Hey, doctor, so if I don't have quote unquote pain, maybe I shouldn't be here." And he basically said, "Look, bro, in my own words, he said, what you're looking for is you're looking for growth, and I love that and I appreciate that. But I'm a psychologist. I'm not here to make you grow. I'm here to help you fight through your pain."
Damn.
And then I was like, "That's real shit, man. Like, thank you so much for sharing that with me," because he didn't see me as a money sign. Because every time I go, he gets paid.
Yeah.
He saw me as someone who was genuinely curious about life and thus trying to grow as a result of me meddling with things. And instead of having me waste my time, maybe possibly sitting there, he was like, "You're better off exploring life without me."
Damn.
And it's not to say that I don't have pain, but maybe it's not as important as I thought it was once. You know? And I really, really appreciated that, man. And I guess I would say that to a lot of people. It's like, go to therapy. If you got some shit that's going on in your life, and
that's the reason why I asked.
Yeah.
It was because I'm a huge therapy guy. I believe, I tell people, that's what saved me, honestly. That in sports are two, because when I was 14, when I was transitioning to an athlete, I was talking to a therapist. They forced me to talk to a therapist because we moved into an apartment that was low income, but it was through a church, and I grew up in a like I said, nasty environment where it was just a family of 6 and single, bro, and that affected me a lot, and it led me to do things, transgressions and stuff like that. Just be a wild kid, right? Because I never wanted to be home. Dude, our house was probably to where your kitchen, your end of the table's at, like that. And I'm a teenager. I'm growing up. I'm becoming a man.
You need space.
I need space. So I used to cry every night. I'm like, "Mom, like, Dad, let's move out. I don't want to be here anymore, man." My cereal, waking up with roaches, rats, nasty, dog, disgusting. And now I see it's like, I can see, I know why we live like that too, because of the system, right? They forced us. They didn't care about us. The manager, man, you were supposed to take care of the building. The owners, they didn't care. Come on, I didn't have a shower head until I was 14. I used to shower in a bucket, like in a rancho. You feel me? I used to cry every night, dog, because I'm like, damn, the girl I like, my wife now, lives across the street where my mom lives now. She has rooms. She has a beautiful, beautiful apartment. And I'm right here across the street in a shitty one. And so when we finally got to move to where she was at, I was happy, but also dumb. I started tagging on the walls in there, thinking I was still in my old neighborhood, right? And my dumbass nickname used to be Beto. Still Beto with an E at the end. It's like, come on, bro, we know it was you. It's your name. So they were about to evict us because of that. Because of my transgressions, bro, my dumb mentality, they were going to kick us out. And my mom was crying, bro, come on. We spent 10 years in a single. Finally, you get to move to a 3-bedroom. A beautiful, it's a spacious, your own room. And you're gonna
get kicked out.
You're gonna get kicked out because of your stupidity. So fortunately, the housing people had a relationship with the after-school program I attended as a kid, which happened to be on the same block. So they were able to work a deal off to let me stay, to let our family stay. But the deal was, all right, for one, you're not gonna be tagging up the walls or causing problems, and 2, you're gonna see a therapist. As a kid, I'm like, dude, I'll do anything. I don't want to see my mom cry. I'll do it. I don't care. Once a week, what is that? So I started going and talking to a professional, not knowing how beneficial it is to an adolescent and growing up in a nasty environment, to talk to somebody, to let them know it's okay to cry, it's okay to just talk. So that helped me. That led me to, I think she's a professional. She was messing with my brain. Now I see it. Now I see that she really helped me out a lot. Thanks to her, I was able to play basketball, because I've always loved sports. She encouraged me, go play basketball, go try on your high school team, and that led to that. And my friends who unfortunately were too cool not to use the same resources as I did, I see what it did to some of them. And it's like, damn, bro, now where I'm at now, my position is to tell you that it wasn't completely your fault. It is to some extent, but now that you know, let's change it up. Let's make better choices, because that's all it comes down to, is choices, right? And I'm telling you, I'm giving you a prime example. Dude, we were dealt the same cards, the same, and probably not to brag, but mine were a bit worse, right? And you decided to play a different hand. Like I said, we're dealt the same cards. You decided to play a different hand, but it's not. The game's not over, bro. And that's what I'm all about. And people, like I said, people from even old friends, old neighborhood buddies, they think I look down on them. And it's like, oh, I didn't have this, I didn't have the program, you know, I didn't care about them. And it's like, bro, I'm not here to put you down or talk down on you. That's still like, come on, man, you're somebody I used to look up to. How can you even? That tells me more about the person you are. All right, because I'm telling you, I'm showing you that I'm not this person. I never wanted to be that person. I've always been a lovable, good energy, and I'm trying to tell you, change it up, bro. And if you see that disrespect, then that's you, man. That's on you. All I know is there's a bigger world out there than just LA, too. Right? And you're telling me you've never left LA County? Like, bro, there's a lot more.
Right.
And I'm here to tell you that. I'm here, somebody that we grew up together, man. Just different choices.
Real shit.
It's easy as that, man. So therapy, do it, dude. Even, I don't care if you're 40-something, 20-something. Just do it. Talk to a professional, because it really helps. Like, I can't stress it enough. Just go, and I think some of the places are free now. If I'm not mistaken, you can go.
It might be.
It might be. Do it, man, please, because it'll make your life a lot easier, more understandable. Just a better human being.
Indeed. So Beto, if there was one final thing that you would like to share with the audience, maybe that we haven't been able to discuss, what would that final message be?
The Jesus rule, the golden rule. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And pursue whatever you want to do, man. Just do it. If you want to ride bikes your whole life, do it. If you want to graffiti, do it. But to levels. There's different levels to life. Everything. Even as me in the comedy world, I want to be one of the greatest comedians. But just because I have something, it's hard work, man. It's a lot. I want to tell you guys a lot, but the number one rule I tell everybody is treat others the way you want to be treated. The golden rule. And if you do that, man, you'll be saved, because the world's about to end, right? Jesus rules. The Jesus number one rule, right, is treat thy neighbor. The golden rule. Treat yourself the way you want to be treated. Treat others the way you want to be treated. And just surround yourself around good energy, man. Like my boy Jesus, Chewy. Can I call you Chewy? No,
Chewy.
My first time meeting him. And I felt like I've known you for ages, bro. And I love that, dog, because you're just a good energy, bro.
Yeah.
And I hope to be a regular on this. Thank you for having me, bro. Like, this is dope, man. Just like I thanked Angel when he interviewed me.
Yeah.
I thank him all the time. Thank you, man. This is thank you for allowing me to tell my story and for people to understand me a bit more. Because I honestly do feel like people have this misconception of me, this bad image, this maybe cocky dude, and it's gotten me in a lot of trouble when I was younger, dude. I used to have a bunch of trouble with dudes because why? Girls. That probably ain't a motherfucking girl like me. I don't like her, but that just it is what it is. It is what it is. So treat others the way you want to be treated. Produce good energy, and F what anybody has to say. Because people are gonna talk. People are gonna talk. Thank you, Chewy, for having me.
I really like how you said mistakenly treat yourself how you want to be treated. Because that's also true. Because sometimes we treat ourselves like shit.
Yeah.
And
because of what we did, right?
But we expect others to treat us well when we don't even treat ourselves right. So that's a great place to start as well. It's like, look at yourself today in the mirror, and even if you have to lie to yourself, say, I love the way I look. Or tell yourself, I love the way you look. You know, I love the way you talk. I love the way you think. I love the way you're gonna make $1 million. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the mindset that I'm in today, bro. And it took me a long time to really get out of that, oh, I look like this. And don't get me wrong, I still self-deprecate sometimes. It's a little jokingly sometimes, and sometimes I do mean it.
Likewise, yeah.
But overall, I do love who I am. You know, so that means that I'm not gonna take other people's bullshit when they're not loving me. Now, if we're joking and we're fucking around, that's 100% cool. Because that's just what's going on. But if you're like 100% trying to hurt me, instantly.
Yeah.
Right? But Beto, man, thank you so much, man, for showing up today and just catching a vibe, bro.
Man, likewise.
I really appreciate it, man.
One last thing, buy Bitcoin. Crypto.
It's not too late.
We're gonna talk about it, like I said. Man,
we'll have more opportunities, man. There's so much more to talk about, obviously.
Yeah.
Man, but we'll be there. Boom! Boom!